Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk about speaking part 3. The topic is future plan. So there are 7 types of questions in speaking part 3. The first type is opinion, like do you think planning ahead is important? Second type is evaluation. People say that goal setting is necessary. Do you agree? So for these 2 types of questions, usually you say yes or no and then offer your opinion. The third type is compare. Do you think it's better to have a clear aim for the future, or do you think it's better to take each day as it comes? The fourth type is cause and effect. How does good planning affect people? The fifth type is questions about the past. Do you think people in the past pursued long-term plan more than now? And the sixth type is question about the future. Will young people care less about long-term plan in the future? And the last type is hypothetical. If you could execute any plan now, what would you do? So for all of these types of questions, you should use expressing your opinion language, like I think or in my opinion. But for some types of questions, you need a notice. Like for compare question, you need to use comparative, better, worse, more important, or less important. Let's look at my model response. Do you think it's better to have a clear aim for the future, or do you think it's better to take each day as it comes? Let me see. I think it's better to have a clear aim for your future because it gives you a lot of motivation. And it may sound easier to have no goal and live each day as it comes, but it's actually more difficult. In my opinion, you should need something to look forward, keep you going. So I use time fillers, expressing my opinion language, and comparatives. Another type of question is cause and effect. You use cause and effect language, like because, as a result, due to, lead or led to. Let's look at my model response. How does good planning affect people? My answer is, I believe good planning has good effect on people's lives because when you plan ahead of time, you're more prepared. As a result, you're more likely to succeed in whatever you plan to do. For past and future questions, all you need to do is identify the tense and use the correct tense in your answer. Let's review some past tenses that are very common in IELTS speaking. The most common one is past simple. You use this tense to say something that happened and stopped in the past. You can also use used to or would. They're both for past habit. They would plan their retirement earlier, meaning that people now don't plan their retirement early, but the people in the past did. You can also use present perfect to express something that started in the past and continues to the present. Let's look at a model response. Do you think people in the past pursued long-term plan more than now? Well, yes. I think people used to care more about their long-term plan, like getting married, having children, buying a house, a car, or so on. They would even plan their retirement in their 20s or 30s. However, nowadays, everyone seems to prioritize immediate plans like traveling or shopping. I use a variety of past structures, used to and would. The last type of question is hypothetical. For this type of question, I use if clause and unreal in present. The structure looks like this. Let's see a model response. If you could execute any plan right now, what would you do? That's an interesting question. If I could start any plan right now, I suppose I would probably choose to learn French. I've always wanted to learn the language. I even had a beginning class, but then I didn't have time to continue. I guess I should finish what I started. Okay, we've gone through all the types of questions, so now it's time to practice.